भाई बहनों, आपका स्वागत है साइबर स्कूल एक्स में। तो हम आज है लूक के साथ। आप पीछे देख रहे हैं, ये एक मॉन्यूमेंट है, टावर ऑफ लंदन। तो आप वहाँ देख रहे हैं टावर ब्रिज। तो हम यहाँ लूक के साथ इंटरव्यू कर रहे हैं। लूक एक इंग्लिश टीचर है। तो लूक हमको एवरीडे कॉन्वर्जेशन के बारे में बताने वाले हैं। लूक ब्रिटिश सिटीज़न है, यहाँ लंदन के हैं, और हमको आज ये बताने वाले हैं ढेर सारी बातें बेसिक कॉन्वर्जेशन करने में। जैसे सिनारियोज होंगे और ये बताएंगे क्या क्या करें, कैसे इंग्लिश बोलें उस सिचुएशन में। तो हम फ्लिप करते हैं लूक की तरफ। तो हमने ये फ्लिप करा है, यह है लूक। तो हम ढेर सारी बातें आज करने वाले हैं लूक से। तो लूक, आपका स्वागत है। वेलकम लूक। सो वी आर हेयर, यू कैन सी Tower Bridge is one of the popular spots in London. So is Luke. तो भाई बहनों, हम यहाँ लूक के साथ हैं। लूक एक इंग्लिश टीचर हैं। तो हम यहाँ बैठे हैं लंदन में। तो आज लूक हमको अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करने वाले हैं। ये एक हमारे एम्बेसडर भी हैं, जो लंदन से हैं, ब्रिटिश नेटिव। तो ये अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करने वाले हैं आज। So Luke, you can explain all your experience. You can give an introduction of yourself, who you are, where you come from.
No worries. Okay, so good morning, my Indian brothers and sisters. I hope you're very well today. My name's Luke. I live in London. I was born in London, and I have a fantastic opportunity to teach people English for a living. I've been doing this for 15 years, and I've had this great chance also to travel around the world and teach in different countries as well. So for example, when I first started teaching, I went to China, and I was teaching in the old capital of China called Nanjing. And it's a beautiful place full of very interesting people, millions and millions and millions of people. And the one common thread that I have with all these wonderful people is that they're learning English. English is spoken by 1.5 billion people. It's the most spoken language in the world, for the second for a lingua franca, which is Latin for the most popular language spoken. It's a very curious language because today, around the world, it's not only an enjoyable language to learn, but it's also a requirement if you're looking to enhance your CV, enhance your job openings, and also if you're looking to move to different places around the world and get more money, which is always nice, no? So my CV, I started working in China, in Nanjing, and then I was there for about a year, and then I went to Scotland, where I qualified as a teacher in Edinburgh. I started teaching in Scotland. Once I was in Scotland, I got slightly bored because the weather is very cold and the Scottish people are very angry, very miserable, always crying. And for me, I wanted the sun. And unfortunately, in Scotland, there isn't much sun. So I decided to go to the hottest place that I knew, which was Spain. So I then moved to Spain, and I moved to a place called Tarragona, which is near Barcelona. While I was there, I learnt Spanish as well, and I had a great opportunity to work in primary schools, to work in secondary schools, and also to work and help in universities there as well. My focus was more on teenagers that wanted to pass their exams to enter university. So I actually specialize now in helping people get into university. That's my forte. That's what I specialize in. I also help people that are looking to improve their chances of getting promotions at work. So what I do, I train people for interviews on how to answer questions and how to present themselves in a nice way. My language skills, I speak Spanish, I speak some German, my English is quite good as well. And when I was in China, I learned basic Chinese as well because it's a necessity, because unfortunately there's not many people that speak English there. One of the things that I find fascinating about English is the different aspects, the different relationships it has with other languages. For example, the birth of English, it's a Latin and a Germanic language that's been brought together. So for example, there's lots of good examples of where German and Latin come together to create the language that we currently speak today. It also takes different words from Arabic as well. And we also use words from India that we use from different food types, Pakistan, China. So it's a great opportunity to kind of take all these beautiful words that we have and join them together in this language that is continuously developing, and the language that I speak today and that you will speak very soon.
Okay, that's great. So thank you so much for your introduction. तो थैंक यू सो मच लूक, आपने अपना इंट्रोडक्शन दिया. तो हमको ये सवाल है कि जो नया इंग्लिश सीख रहा है पहली बार, तो उसको प्रॉब्लम क्या आता है? So what are the challenges people face when they are learning English for the first time?
Okay, that's a good question. So for example, learning English or learning any language is an individual journey. Okay, so congratulations for starting your journey. And with every journey, you need to take the first step. And you have done that because you're taking this course. And it's a fantastic course. It's a course that's going to get you speaking English. The problems and the challenges people have when they first start learning a language is they try and connect their language, or what we call an L1 language, with English. And sometimes this is difficult, especially if you don't have a particular vocabulary, or the intonation or the sounds are different. What we saw, the phonology or the phonetics of the language are different to English. This is difficult. However, what you need to realize is that for every challenge there's always a way to overcome this particular challenge. So, with this course you will be doing, you will be learning how to correctly pronounce the words through a source of phonology, which are units of sound in a particular word, and then the phonetics of the word, which is how you pronounce the word. And you do this through the speech organs of your mouth. It's where you place your tongue in different parts of your throat and your mouth to produce a particular sound. So in the beginning, it's very important to really emphasize and enunciate the words. And the most important thing is to be consistent. It means every day try and practice 30 minutes, 20 minutes, even 10 minutes. But every day you must practice, because in 1 year's time from now, if you continue, you will be speaking a good quality of English. And it's very exciting.
That's great. Thank you so much, Luke. So another question. So a lot of people in India are concerned. इंडिया में बहुत लोग कंसर्न है कि मेरे को ब्रिटिश की तरह इंग्लिश बोलना है या मुझे अमेरिकन की तरह इंग्लिश बोलना है. तो so I think a lot of people in India are concerned that they want to copy someone in London, British person, or someone in the US, American person. Like, what is your opinion about it? Should they copy those accents, or it doesn't matter?
Okay, that's an interesting question. There isn't a particular way of speaking English. Okay, there's 1.5 billion people that speak English, and there isn't I repeat, there is not a standard way of speaking. Okay? When people refer to a standard English, especially in Britain, in London particularly, they refer to a style or an accent, and it's called the RP accent, which is the received pronunciation. When we talk about received pronunciation, we think about all these beautiful sights that we have around us. We think about the Queen or the King. We think about the BBC English and the correct way to speak. But it's important to know that there is no correct way to speak. Everyone speaks in a wonderful, interesting way. You have people from India speak in an enchanting way. You have people in China speak in a particular way. The most important thing with learning a language is enjoying the process. If you enjoy the process, you will learn it. And as long as people can understand you, the intelligibility of what you say is the key aspect to it. But for me, I believe in enjoying the language. If you enjoy the process, you will become a competent, wonderful English speaker.
Thank you so much, Luke. Also, I think there are a lot of concerns from people, like they want to speak in a perfect English language. They want their English to be perfect. तो इंडिया में बहुत सारे लोग कंसर्न होते हैं कि उनका जो इंग्लिश है एकदम परफेक्ट होना चाहिए. इसकी वजह से उनको बहुत स्ट्रेस होता है, वो बोल नहीं पाते पब्लिक में खास करके, और वो परेशान हो जाते हैं कि मेरा इंग्लिश परफेक्ट नहीं है. तो व्हाट इज योर ओपिनियन अबाउट अबाउट परफेक्शन इन इंग्लिश?
Perfect does not exist. It's very important to understand that to learn any language, it takes a great deal of courage to learn that language. And each individual will have their own way of speaking. So although you might like a particular way, or you enjoy the sound of an actor or an actress from America or from Great Britain or from Europe, the most important thing is that you have your own individuality, your own, how would I say this? Your own thumbprint, your own uniqueness with the language. Everything you say and do is you. Don't try and be someone else, okay? To learn another language is a very brave thing, and to have your own accent is also a beautiful thing. Perfection does not exist.
Thank you so much, Luke. Sorry, disconnect. तो भाई बहनों, साबिस कुलेक्स में आपका स्वागत है. तो हम यहाँ लूक के साथ एवरीडे कॉन्वर्सेशन डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. तो हमको लूक बताएंगे, जैसे हम किसी के साथ हम पहली बार मिल रहे हैं, तो हम कैसे उनसे मिलते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं पहली बार मिलके?
Good morning, Indian brothers and sisters. I hope you're very well. So, in Britain or England, it's very common to start a conversation with hello. For example, hello, how are you? And then we use a hand to shake. So, for example, hello, how are you? And you shake the hands. And you say, I'm very well, thank you. How are you? It's like tennis. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Wonderful. Nice to meet you. And that's it. That's a nice, easy, basic conversation. Okay, so now you're speaking English. That's your first conversation. So it's, hello.
How are you?
Or you can say hello, you say hello.
Hello.
So, hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. There you go. That's your first conversation. Well done. You're on your journey to speaking English. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much, Luke, for sharing this with us. तो धन्यवाद लूक आपका ये शेयर करने के लिए. ग्रीटिंग तो बहुत ही बढ़िया था. तो हम अब इसके बाद इंट्रोडक्शन करने वाले हैं कि हमको किसी को अपने आप से इंट्रोड्यूस करना हो तो हम क्या बोलेंगे कई बार. So we have to introduce ourselves to someone for the first time. So how we will introduce ourselves to them?
So, for example, you will say, "Hello, how are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you? My name's Luke. What's your name?
My name is Ankit.
Nice to meet you." It's nice and easy. "Hello, my name's Luke. What's your name?" My name is Bob. Nice to meet you.
That's great. Thank you so much, Luke. तो हम अब सीख गए हैं कि इंट्रोड्यूस हमको कैसे करना है किसी को, है ना. तो हमने पहले ये कहा था ग्रीटिंग के हेलो बोलना है, क्या बोलना है, फिर उसके बाद हमने इंट्रोड्यूस करना सीख लिया है. हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. तो लुक, सो डू वी हैव टू टेल in terms of introduction, do we have to tell what we do? Like, Luke, हमको क्या ये बताना है कि हम क्या करते हैं लाइफ में, या हम कहाँ से आए इंट्रोडक्शन करते हुए?
Yeah, okay, so for example, you can, if you want, for a longer introduction, you can say, "Hello, my name's Luke. I'm from London and I'm a teacher." So it's, "Hello, my name's Luke. I'm from London and I'm a teacher. Nice to meet you." Okay, so there's three things: your name, where you're from, and your job. So it's, "Hello, how are you? My name is Luke. I'm from London and I'm a teacher. Nice to meet you."
That's great. Thank you so much, Luke. So now next we'll move on asking about family. Like, तो हमको अगर जैसे हम पहली बार किसी से मिले है ना, तो हमको जैसे कोई मित्र है हमारा, we are meeting a friend, and how we can ask them about their family.
So, for example, if you imagine that you are at a party, so everyone's dancing, having a good time, yeah, you're showing your moves, you would say, so, "Hello, how are you? My name is Luke. I'm from London. I have 3 brothers and 1 sister." Or, "I'm married. I have the ring." Or, "I'm divorced." Or, "I'm single." Or, "I am looking for someone very special." Could be you. So there's lots of variety.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Luke. तो हम अगले पॉइंट पे आते हैं. पॉइंट नंबर 4, तो वो है हॉबीज के बारे में. जो इंटरेस्ट होते हैं, हॉबीज होते हैं. सो टॉकिंग अबाउट हॉबीज, सो हाउ विल यू टेल समवन अबाउट योर हॉबीज?
For example, you say, "I enjoy playing rugby," or "I enjoy football," or "I enjoy walking," or "I enjoy talking," "I enjoy learning English."
That's great. It's a great example, and I think you put it in a very simple way for anyone to understand and kind of copy. So they can put anything in that sort of a template.
It's very simple. So I enjoy walking. I enjoy speaking. I enjoy laughing.
That's great. So we'll move to the next point, which is 5, ordering food at let's say any restaurant or place. So how can you order food? तो Luke, हम 5th नंबर पे हैं. जो हमको खाना ऑर्डर करना है, किसी रेस्टोरेंट में गए हैं, होटल में गए हैं, आप खाना ऑर्डर करना है, तो how can you order food at a restaurant or like let's say a pizza place?
So for example, you say, "I would like," for example, you have your menu. the waiter comes and you say, I would like fish and chips, please. So, I would like the fish and chips, please. Thank you. I would like the chocolate, please. Thank you. I would like the burger, please. Thank you. So I would like the burger. I would like the pizza. I would like the chips, please. Thank you.
That's great, thank you. ये एक और खूबसूरत सा एग्जांपल आपने दिया है लुक. आप एक तरह से टेम्पलेट की तरह लोगों को समझा देते हैं कि क्या कैसे ऑर्डर करना है, कैसे इंट्रोडक्शन देना है. तो हम आगे बढ़ते हैं पॉइंट नंबर 6 पे. सो वी मूव फॉरवर्ड टू द पॉइंट नंबर 6 व्हिच इज आस्किंग डायरेक्शंस. तो हम किसी नई सिटी में हैं. आप समझ लीजिए आप स्पेन गए हैं, Barcelona. So you're visiting Spain for the first time and you're visiting city Barcelona and you're lost in Barcelona. So how can you ask directions to someone in there?
So for example, if you're lost, you would say, excuse me, do you know where the Tower of London is, please? Do you know where the cafe is, please? Do you know where the river is, please? Because do you know? Very important. Excuse me. Excuse me. Do you know where? Very important.
That's great. Another wonderful example for like asking directions. So we'll move forward to point number 7, which is discussing the weather. So I think weather is something which is discussed in the UK a lot.
All around the world. Yeah, very important for an English person.
Yeah, and I think is one of the conversation starters, like how's the weather.
It's very important. Yeah, for an
concerned.
Englishman, it's very important. Yeah.
So how do you discuss weather? तो आप weather कैसे discuss करते हैं?
So for example, you would say, how's the weather? Or how is the weather? How's the weather? It's cold. It's hot. It's raining. How's the weather? It's cold. How's the weather? It's hot. How's the weather? It's rainy, for example.
That's great. Another wonderful explanation. So now let's say making plans. Point number 8 is making plans. So I think there are situations where like let's say a weekend, like so there's Monday to Sunday and you work generally from Monday to Friday, and for weekends you have plans. So weekend पे आपके plans होते हैं. Monday से Friday आप काम करते हैं generally. तो weekend पे कुछ ना कुछ plan होते हैं. तो दोस्तों के साथ आप plan बनाते हैं. So you make plans with your friends. So how do you, let's say you call your friend and make plans with them?
So for example, you call your friend and you say, hey buddy, and he says, hey buddy, what are your plans for the weekend? It's very cold and it's raining. I'm going to watch the TV. Do you want to go to the football? Nah, it's too cold. Oh, okay. Have a nice weekend. Cheers, buddy. Bye. Bye.
That's great. Thank you so much, Luke. So we are moving to point number 9. So complimenting someone. So I think compliments are kind of given to anyone. Like maybe you meet someone for the first time. Maybe you are at a party. You are dating someone.
Yeah.
Or maybe like even your like friends, family members. You're complimenting them in day-to-day life.
Yeah, of course.
So कॉम्प्लीमेंटिंग होता रहता है कि जनरली एवरीडे लाइफ में क्या पता आपने किसी दोस्त को कॉम्प्लीमेंट दे रहे हैं, क्या पता अपनी डेट में आप कॉम्प्लीमेंट दे रहे हैं. किसी को भी आप कॉम्प्लीमेंट दे सकते हैं। क्या पता आपको कुछ पसंद आया, किसी रेस्टोरेंट में फूड ऑर्डर करते हुए खाना बहुत अच्छा लगा, तो उनको आप कॉम्प्लीमेंट दे रहे हैं, क्या खाना था, वाह। तो हाउ विल यू कॉम्प्लीमेंट समवन in any given situation?
So, for example, if you like someone, you can say, "Oh my God, I love your smile. Your eyes are like the sun. Your hair is like the river that runs through London. Your skin glows like a virgin Snow White. You're beautiful. I love you."
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Luke. It's very good example. So we're moving to point number 10, which is saying goodbye. So I think goodbye is said in various situations, maybe to a family member, maybe to a friend, maybe to a date,
Yeah.
or to maybe in like business situations as well. Like you have met someone in a business meeting for the first time, and you are saying kind of goodbye to them. So how can you maybe say goodbye to anyone?
So, for example, if it's a formal meeting, so imagine you're in the office and you're leaving, and it's been a business meeting. You would shake hands and say, "Thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure." Change. If it's in an informal setting and you know the person, you can just say, "See ya. See you tomorrow." So, formal, "It's been a pleasure to meet you." And informal, "See ya."
That's great. Thank you so much, Luke. So we are moving forward. 11 discussing work. तो हम 11वें नंबर पे हैं. हम किसी का काम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, तो हम ऑफिस में हैं या किसी से रैंडम मिले हैं, हम काम के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं. So we are discussing someone about work. So how can you ask someone about work?
Do you mean what they do for a living? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they are into business, they are into job, they are into some profession.
Oh, okay. So, for example, if you meet someone and you want to find out about their profession, it's quite common to say, "What do you do for a living?" So, what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? I'm a teacher. What do you do for a living? I'm a painter. What do you do for a living? I'm a swimmer, for example.
That's great. So we are skipping point number 12 and we are moving to point number 13. Expressing gratitude. So gratitude का मतलब क्या होता है? Gratitude का मतलब होता है कि जैसे किसी ने आपकी हेल्प करी, जैसे लूक हमारी हेल्प कर रहे हैं, इंग्लिश सिखा रहे हैं, बहुत नोबल काम है. So gratitude is like, let's say someone is helping us, like you are in a profession where you help people
Good guy.
learn English. So like how do people express gratitude?
So there's lots of different variations. So, for example, you can say, "You have been very helpful. Thank you very much." Or, "You're a great guy. I really appreciate your help and your time." And also, "I really love the way that you've been helping me." These are 3 different ways of showing your gratitude.
That's great. Thank you so much, Luke. Again, wonderful examples. So 14th is talking about future plans. So I think a lot of us have future plans. Like we are excited about future plans.
Very excited. Yeah.
So like how can I tell someone about my future plan? तो हम future plan के बारे में आप कैसे बता सकते हैं? कोई हमसे पूछे कि तुम्हारा future plan क्या है? क्या पता वो next day का हो, क्या पता वो next साल का हो, क्या पता वो 5 साल का हो. तो how can we discuss future plans, Luke?
So, for example, there's a few different ways. So, we can use will or going to. Okay, will is an intention and going to is a plan. So, for example, if you plan to do something, you say going to. So, for example, on Saturday, I'm going to the pictures. That's a plan. An intention, I will go to the cinema. Okay, so we have two formats for the future. We have will and going to.
That's great. So we are fast forward moving to point number 15. So responding to a compliment. किसी ने आपको compliment दिया है कि you look very nice or I love your bag. तो how do you respond to a compliment?
It's interesting. So this is a very cultural thing. Okay, so in Britain, we're not very used to compliments. So for example, if a man compliments a woman, they normally go, stop it, no, don't, no, don't, no. If a woman compliments a man, the man will go, no. So it's a very cultural thing. But it's always nice to be complimented on. So the appropriate response should be, thank you. You look fantastic. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much, Luke. So we are moving to point number 16. Asking opinion. तो opinion 16 पे है कि opinion किसी से पूछना है कि अच्छा मुझे बैग खरीदना है तो मैं कौन सा कलर का बैग खरीदूं या कौन से ब्रांड का बैग खरीदूं. So how can you ask someone about the opinion?
Okay, so there's a few different variations. One of them is, what do you think? What do you think about anything? What do you think about politics? What do you think about Britain? What do you think about India? Okay, that's number one. Number two, what is your opinion? What's your opinion on India? What's your opinion on Britain? What's your opinion on, for example?
That's great. Thank you so much, Luke. So we'll move to point number 18. So offering help. So help is someone like something like kind of some people hesitate to ask for help. Like let's say you are in a job and you're stuck with something. तो हेल्प कैसे मांगे. तो हम सिचुएशन में होते हैं, क्या पता वो जॉब में हो, क्या पता बिजनेस में हो, हमको थोड़ा हेजिटेशन होता है किसी से मदद मांगने का, हेल्प मांगने का. तो हाउ कैन वी आस्क समवन फॉर अ हेल्प, लाइक, और हाउ डू यू पुट इट टुगेदर?
So for example, if you need help at your job, you need to ask in a polite way, an educated way. So for example, I was wondering if you could help me. I was wondering if you could help me. Or, do you mind giving me a hand? Do you mind giving me a hand? This is more colloquial, for example.
That's great. Thank you so much, Luke. So we'll move forward to point number 19, talking about travel. So travel, हम लोग as a human being, हमको travel करना बहुत पसंद है, अलग-अलग सिटी दुनिया में. So अगर किसी ने पूछा अच्छा तुम्हारा travel plan क्या है, so someone is asking us what is your travel plan. So how should we like put that in a sentence?
It depends. So for example, if you want to know where someone's going, which is quite common, you would say, where are you going? Or where are you off to? I would say, I'm going to Jamaica. Or I'm going to India. Or I'm off to Jamaica. Or I'm off to India, for example.
That's great. So we'll move to point number 20.
Are you cold? Do you want to put your jacket on?
Yeah, I'll put my jacket on. Thank you so much, Luke.
No worries. He's very cold at the moment. He's very. He needs to warm up.
You're a star.
I am. I'm golden. Better?
Thank you so much for holding the phone.
No worries.
So we are moving to point number 20th.
Beautiful.
which is discussing a book or a movie. So books or movie discuss कैसे करें हम किसी के साथ?
So, for example, it's the same. It's very similar to your opinions or what you think. You would say, "What do you think about the book? What's your opinion about the book?" Or, "Did you like the book?" Because they will say, or you will say, "It was okay," or "Yeah, I love the book. Oh my god, the book changed my life," or "Not bad," or "No, terrible, horrible, disgusting, dreadful. I hated it. Every moment of the book was absolutely diabolical," for example.
That's great. Thank you so much, Luke. So we are moving to point number 24, offering congratulating someone. तो हम point number 24 पे हैं. Congratulate हमको कैसे करें हम किसी का क्या पता किसी ने अच्छा स्कोर किया है, क्या पता कुछ promotion मिला है. So how can you congratulate someone?
Oh, it's very easy. So, if it's a very close friend of yours or family, you would go, "Congratulations and celebration." Or you would say, "Fantastic achievement. I'm really proud of you. You did very, very well. Good for you, buddy. Yeah."
That's great. So we are skipping few points and we are going to point number 32, talking about music preference. So music preference के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं. Point number 32. तो music सब लोग सुनते हैं दुनिया में. तो how do we discuss music?
So, if you enjoy a particular genre of music, you can ask, "What's your favorite?" So, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite genre? What's your favorite type of music? Me, I really like hip hop, or I really like rock and roll. I really like blues, for example.
That's great. So we are moving to point number 33. तो हम 33 पॉइंट पे जा रहे हैं, डिस्कसिंग करियर एस्पिरेशंस. तो करियर एस्पिरेशन क्या होता है? करियर एस्पिरेशन का मतलब होता है कि अच्छा करियर में तुमने क्या करना है, क्या एस्पायर करते हो, क्या बनना चाहते हो करियर में. सो हाउ डू वी डिस्कस करियर एस्पिरेशंस विद समवन आस्क अस like what would you like to do for the next 5 years, or like where what is your plan about your career?
So there's different ways to ask. You could ask, "What are your dreams and aspirations? What are your goals, your objectives, your targets?" And you can respond by saying, "In 5 years' time, I want to be the King of England," for example. Or, "I'm focusing on my engineering part of my career." So there's lots of different varieties of saying what you want to achieve in your future. Or, "In 5 years' time, I want to become an English teacher after taking this course."
That's great. So we are moving forward to point number 39. So it's discussing travel bucket list.
Bucket list,
travel
yeah.
bucket list क्या होता है? Bucket list होता है एक तरह से नया सा वर्ड है bucket list. तो क्या है वो bucket list है क्या? मतलब टिक मार्क करना है कि अच्छा मुझे यहाँ कंट्री पे जाना है, मुझे स्पेन भी जाना है, मुझे जापान भी जाना है, मुझे इटली भी जाना है, फ्रांस भी जाना है, मुझे और भी फलाना देश में जाना है. वो so how can we discuss bucket list with someone?
So, for example, you would say, "What's on your bucket list?" So you have your list that you have created. So for myself, on my bucket list, I want to travel to every country in Europe, every country in Africa, every country in Asia, every country in South America, every country in North America, and also visit Australia and New Zealand. That's on my bucket list.
That's great. So we are skipping few points and we are moving to point number 42, which is talking about personal achievements. तो हमको हम पर्सनल अचीवमेंट कैसे शेयर करें? कई लोग शर्माते हैं कि अच्छा मेरे को नहीं बताना कि मैंने अपने लाइफ में क्या किया. बहुत पर्सनल अचीवमेंट हो सकता है कि जैसे कोई लैंग्वेज सीख लिया, कोई नया जॉब पा लिया, कोई बिजनेस खड़ा कर दिया. सो हाउ कैन यू डिस्कस समवन अबाउट your personal achievements?
Personal achievements. Okay, you would say in my lifetime, I have achieved so many things. I have traveled around the world. I have spoken many languages. I have met lots of incredible people. I have. The format is present perfect. So I have plus past participle. So I have spoken. I have seen. I have eaten. I have always. I have. I have run. I have swim, swam, swum. Okay? So you have the three verb lists. 1, 2, 3. And we use number 3. Okay? So I have walked. I have jumped, for example.
That's great. So we are moving to point number 50. So talking about morning routine. तो morning routine हम किसी से कैसे डिस्कस करें? तो morning routine बहुत important होता है. कई लोग morning में योगा करते हैं, कोई लोग जिम जाते हैं, कोई लोग ढेर सारा पानी पीते हैं, कोई लोग वॉक करते हैं. So morning routine, like how can you, someone ask you like what is your morning routine? तो हम वो कैसे डिस्कस करें किसी के साथ?
So morning routine is we use the present simple. So for example, in the morning I clean my teeth. In the morning I comb my hair. In the morning I have a shower. In the morning I eat my breakfast. In the morning I wake up. In the morning I get dressed, for example.
That's great. So we are moving forward, discussing about like voluntary work. So voluntary work क्या होता है? Voluntary work होता है जैसे कोई काम आप फ्री में करते हैं, जैसे किसी मंदिर में जाके आप कुछ सेवा करते हैं. So we are talking about voluntary work, like it could be anything. It could be like helping someone, like in terms of like donating your time to teach English or any language. It could be donating time to cook for someone. So yeah, how can we discuss like voluntary work with someone?
Okay, so for example, you would say, what do you do in your free time? I would say, in my free time, I volunteer. Or in my free time, I help. So it's I help or I volunteer. I help people learn English, or I volunteer myself to help people, for example.
That's great. So now we are moving to point number 73, discussing fashion trends. So fashion is something that is kind of unique for everyone. So people can see fashion in their own way, like your way. Like now you have glasses on, so this is fashion. You have your accessories with you. So glasses is one of the accessories. Your hat is one of the accessories. Your jacket could be maybe not accessory, but maybe. तो ये accessory, आपकी glasses accessory है, आपकी cap accessories है, आपकी smile भी accessory हो सकती है. So smile can be also one of your accessories. So like how can we discuss this with someone?
So, for example, you could ask, what type of fashion are you into? Or what type of fashion do you like? And you would say, for example, I like wearing jackets. I like wearing Levi's. Or I like wearing jeans, boots, glasses.
That's great. So I think one thing you mentioned in your introduction, I think you help people in terms of approaching a job. So I think job is something which is kind of a challenge for a lot of people, like, especially when they are beginning into their career, like especially if this like first job. So तो जॉब एक तरह से पहला जॉब काफ़ी लोगों के लिए चैलेंज होता है. जो लोग फ्रेशर होते हैं तो उनको कंसर्न होता है कि वो इंट्रोडक्शन कैसे दें या अपना काम एक्सप्लेन कैसे करें. कई लोग कई लोग के पास एक्सपीरियंस होता है कि उन्होंने ये प्रोजेक्ट किए हैं, कई लोगों के पास एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होता कि उन्होंने कोई प्रोजेक्ट नहीं करा. तो हाउ कैन समवन इंट्रोड्यूस देमसेल्व्स इन काइंड ऑफ job situation which is concern for millions and millions of people?
So, for example, one of the things I specialize in is preparing people for a better job, especially in interviews, because normally people get very nervous in interviews. Okay, they start sweating, they forget their words, their body language is slumped over. So it's important that when you go into an interview that you're prepared. You need to be ready for the questions that the interviewer asks you, but also you need to be prepared for questions to ask the interviewer as well. One of the key points of an interview is confidence. So you need experience with your job. You need to believe in yourself, but also you need to make sure that you have eye contact with the person who's speaking to you. You need to be knowledgeable about the subject you're talking, and also you need to show through body language that you have got nothing to hide, that you're confident, that you're respectful, and also that you're going to be a good employee who really brings something unique to the job market to improve not only the company but also the team around them. And you do this by having a good interview.
That's great. So this is the final one. So this is about like public speaking. तो ये last point discuss करें हम लोग से public speaking के बारे में. तो काफी लोगों का fear होता है public speaking. तो what do you think about public speaking, Luke? आपका क्या, what are your views about public speaking?
So, for example, there's different techniques that are important to use. One of the biggest issues that people have when they speak in public is they use what we call filler words. For example, if I'm speaking and I'm thinking and I'm nervous, my hands are moving, I'm going, my name is Luke, and I would like to, the most important thing is to relax, and instead of using the filler words, take your time. Let the silence happen. So for example, my name's Luke. I'm from London. I've been teaching for 15 years. The passions in my life are to help people learn English, just like you. And I really hope that in the future, all of you will work really hard, and one day I'll get the opportunity to meet you and we can speak in this beautiful language. And I really hope that.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time, Luke. So you have been really helpful in this interview, and I think things you have shared in this interview are kind of a lot of them could be used in a template way, which I think I'm sure people would love and use. But I think they do look forward to meet you in person, online, like whenever you get time. So thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure, and also I look forward to speaking to all of you. Have a nice day. Bye.